Welcome, I'm Trish. So for today's true crime reading, I'm going to take a look at the Gypsy Rose case. Okay, I'm reading from my investigation oracle. I create oracles and tarot decks, and this is one of them that I've created specifically for investigation and true crime readings. So we're going to have a look at the energy of the people that are involved in this case. Now, I kind of want to keep my opinions separate until I've done the reading, so it doesn't influence in any way the scenario that's played out here. So let's start by having a look at the mother first of all. Let's look at her energy here as the mother, Dee Dee. So just looking into the energy around the mother here, in the Gypsy Rose case, so Dee Dee's energy here, I feel like, okay, it says here powerful person and control issues around here. So I'm seeing control issues. I'm seeing a sense of loneliness because we also have the Hermit. So there's a sense of needing help, needing healing. Okay, something around this didn't go to plan, obviously. Okay, this is almost like the Magician here in this card here. Okay, almost like the Magician concocting something, making something up here like potions, or you know, having a plan and concocting ideas, or, and I feel like this is to do with like the cupboard full of medications that she had her on, different cocktail of medications here is what she's concocting up, but it said it didn't go to plan. But I feel like that was all related to power. Here we've got the card of power. It says powerful person, but I feel like it's all related to power, having control or power. Okay, there's a separation or a sadness that's related to her, and I guess not wanting to lose her daughter and wanting to stay in control of her daughter. So there was a separation issue there around her. Separation issue could have also been related to her partner, because I'm also getting the Emperor card, which would indicate that her husband, that she was separated from, and so she felt very lonely. This is a card of loneliness sitting right next to the husband card. I'm getting a sense of, I've got the ransom card here, but it's almost like an ultimatum or a, yeah, it feels like an ultimatum, or it feels like, I'm talking here the marriage. There's issues around it, issues around control, dominance. Somebody that was unwell, as in needed healing. They were full heart, I'm seeing like a full heart, maybe had a lot of love to give, but in a unwell way, maybe. Needed healing. So this is a card of healing, needed healing. Teamwork or support, needed help, needed support. Could also be related to supports on a financial level, supports that she would have got for having a disabled child. So this is my autistic card, and I have an autistic son too, which when I get on to the reading of Nicholas, I may disclose a couple of things about my own personal life. But here, this is the card that I created for my son. This is my personal deck, my personal oracle card. It's all about my family issues and things around my family. You can see the little autism puzzle piece here missing from the turtle, and this is all about support that's needed around somebody that has a on the ASD spectrum, and the support that they need just to function as a normal person. So this here is either indicating that Gypsy Rose had because I'm talking about the mother here. So either she had some kind of, maybe she was on the spectrum, maybe she had some kind of mental illness that she needed support for, or maybe it was related to Gypsy getting support for her being on the spectrum or having disorders, and she was neither needed support, but it is indicating that there was a level of disability support that was needed or used here, either around Dee Dee or Gypsy. Definitely we know Nicholas for sure, but I'm feeling like it's definitely because I'm reading on Dee Dee. So here we're talking about Dee Dee and Gypsy's relationship. So it was either about her supporting her child that was disability, or she was just getting disability for her child. But either way, the cards here in that scenario. But healing, trying to healing and having an overfull heart. Separation and sadness. So there was a great deal of separation, sadness. Maybe didn't want to lose her. Maybe felt like her daughter was pulling away from her, and therefore wanting to tighten the reins around her. But there was like separation issues going on around Gypsy and her mother. So maybe she felt her daughter pulling away, and maybe she was trying to get more control over her, because we've got the control card here as well, but it didn't go to plan. So this one here is saying that it didn't go to plan. But what was playing out was she felt like there was her daughter pulling away from her and separating from her. Maybe her daughter wanting to be more social with other people. This is a social group, so wanting to get out there and be more social. So she tried to tighten the reins, have more power, but that didn't go to plan. Okay, here is letting go, and here is needing to let go of her daughter, but she didn't want to. She couldn't do that. And here you can see her hugging a bear, trying to hang on to it very tightly. Didn't want to let her daughter go, didn't want to let go of the reins, didn't want to let her have her freedom. Okay, let's read on Nicholas. Nicholas is still in jail over this crime. Okay, it's a tough one because murder's wrong on any level. But I feel like someone on the spectrum could easily be manipulated, would do anything for love and connection, would do okay, I've been through a heartbreak with my son, so over an unrequited love, so he felt connected to somebody that didn't feel connected to him, and that didn't go well. That didn't go well at all. It took a long time to get over that, and that was quite difficult as a mother to actually go through that with your child that is on the spectrum. So in a way, I feel for Nicholas. I feel for his family, but I understand how he would have done anything for love, for someone he felt connected to. I would say what was done was wrong on any level. It's wrong, but I feel it could easily have been manipulated, and he could have felt like it was the only way. I feel like from my own experience, and that's with my son going through that disconnection, how he would have felt to find out Gypsy, after all he'd done for her, remarried. He would have been a mess. And I would think if he got out, I'd be more concerned for her. Okay, so let's have a look at his energy anyway. looking into the energy of Nicholas that's still in jail for this crime, I am straight away drawn to the missing piece card, which is also autism. Autism puzzle pieces represent autism, so being on the spectrum. So missing a piece is what I'm getting there. There feels to be more information from his perspective. Now I'm also getting TV, so I don't know if that's indicating that there will be a series on, like a documentary or something on his perspective, but I feel like there's more to the story because it says more information, TV related or distraction around him, so, and about battles, so maybe the battles that he's going through, the battles that he went through prior to this happening, but yeah, there's about his own personal battles that he's going through, but there feels to be more information around that, and it's related to TV, so perhaps there could be like a series or an interview from him, which I haven't seen. Maybe he's already done that. Okay, there's a level of separation and sadness around him, and this is the stalker card too, by the way. This is my stalker card. Protection right next to it, so having to protect yourself. So I know he's not going to be released, but I'm still okay. There's still, even though it's from afar, he's in jail, I feel like there's still that tendency of having that obsession over her, so that stalker type obsession over her. It's saying that I want to talk. He's wanting to tell his perspective. He's wanting to talk and tell his perspective, and that's sitting right underneath the card of the TV and the more information. So there's a lot more information here. Somebody I used to know. So I feel like his story perhaps could be more influenced by her story. So her narrative of the story is influencing his part of the story. Again, more information. Yeah, twice. More information. Out twice. There's more to his side of the story. This is a resilience card, but I'm just looking at it. I feel like that could be the actual act of it here. Now there's something to do with social networks, so that's social media, stalking on social media, or something to do with information being put on social media, and I feel like that's Gypsy social media. Okay, it's saying that he's needing to rise above that, because it's what's sitting right next to it. So anyway, here I'm seeing that he wants to talk and tell his perspective of it. There's a level of stalker energy here with protecting. Someone needs to protect themselves or protect themselves over something. A layer of separation, sadness around him. I'm also seeing in the autism cards. I'm just trying to see if there's anything that I'm missing here. Statement. So something around his statement is gossip. So gossip card is sitting right next to the statement card. So something around his statement is gossip and rumors. Not true. And what goes around comes around. Okay, tapping into this energy. Look, I'm feeling like an assurance or a certainty here, like a I don't want to say retaliation, wanting his side known anyway, wanting to say his part, wanting to say. I'm not seeing any manipulation cards here, but I am seeing that there's more to it. There's more to his side of the story. He wants to tell his side of the story from a different perspective. Yeah, so anyway, I feel like, yeah, what goes around comes around him, and maybe there's a little more to his story or his evidence than what he actually gave. There's a bit more. I think he might have held something back there. I feel like he held something back with the evidence when he now wants to come out and talk and tell it from a different perspective. Okay, let's look at Gypsy Rose. Okay, so let's take a look at Gypsy Rose's energy here. Okay, so I'm just going to start from first card out for this one. There's a little bit here. Okay, I feel like, okay, we've got the Fool card. So the Fool card, walking alone. So walking on a new path, walking alone. I mean, walking, I know she's married, but walking alone comes from, you know, you're walking without your mother. You're walking without the person that committed the crime with you. The world that she's walking in is strange and unknown, so it's like she's getting to live a life that she didn't get to live before, and it does at times feel very strange, and she feels alone. She carries a lot of heavy burdens. Now I'm seeing moderation here. I'm seeing temperance. So temperance being like the medications that she was giving and having certain medications in moderation. So I don't know if there's like issues around that still about medications. Okay. Now there was a level of planning and strategy here. Okay, now we're getting into the deep part of this reading, like the darkness here. There was a level of strategy and planning around her wanting to get away or run away. Okay, now on the second line we've got, she was getting, this is her receiving the medications. I felt medications when I saw this card. So this is her. It says take them in moderation, but I feel like there wasn't moderation, and it's like her medication's being weighed out, but then her wanting to get away, run away, walk away from the situation took strategy and planning. Her strategy and planning. Okay, with the actual crime itself, the card of needing to review the facts, because there was a bigger picture here. Here's the card of the Ringmaster. That's something being puppeted, orchestrated, strategy and planning. So it's saying, in falling out in her cards, is that she was the puppet master, she was the ringmaster. So therefore there's a much bigger picture to what actually played out here, and facts need to be reviewed. So for her, it's time to fly. It's her she's away from it. She's done a time. She's away from, you know, that life. It's her time now to fly, is what this card is all about. She's uprooted. This is a card of being uprooted. So this is a card of lack of tolerance as well. So it's about getting to a point where you're not going to take it anymore, and pulling out roots out of the ground, which kills the plant, by the way. Just doing whatever needs to be done to get out of this situation. I feel really, okay, when I'm sitting in this energy, it feels, I feel cranky. I feel this intolerance here, this energy here of being, the energy don't feel good here. I don't feel good energy here. I'm sorry. In a way, it's doing what you have to do for survival. It's a sense of survival. But I say that in a way that's, my opinion is that there's other ways. There was other ways to survive, okay? This is just a dark extreme measure that was taken from a dark heart that took this level. I don't know what she went through, and that's what I'm hearing here, is that I didn't stand in her shoes, so I don't know what gave her the darkness. It came from no longer being able to tolerate what she went through. From my outside opinion, or my outside point of view, it just looks like surely there was other ways. There was other ways to run away, get away, walk away. But there was a level of strategy and planning that took place with this heavy, dark, intolerant energy. Strategy took place. A ringmaster. Okay, so getting out of that energy now, just moving forward past that. This card here is just saying a feeling of being tired and running on empty. So I've stepped out of that energy of what she was in, and I'm to read this card, which is saying lethargic, running on empty. So I'm wondering if that's coming up for her, or she's empty inside. I feel like that's more like the case. It feels to be, there's an emptiness inside of her. We've got the Fool card about walking alone, and there's feelings of loneliness, strange feelings there within her. This is a dark card too. This strange card is also a very dark card as well. But it's a strange feeling. It's an empty feeling that I'm feeling. And empty, maybe it's empty from compassion or emptiness from empathy. Because I don't really have any cards that indicate somebody that's lacks empathy. But anyway, I'm feeling a hollowness and emptiness feeling there. Okay. I said what's coming up for her in the future. I'm feeling like a lonely feeling outside, left outside in the cold, feeling cold and lonely on the outside. This is in the future, okay? This is in time. The Death card came out, which is change. Does mean change in the tarot. It means change, but it's also, my Death card's pretty good in these decks. Social media, related to social media, and her needing to protect herself, or feeling she needs to protect herself from social media because it's right next to each other. A sense of having to protect, that she needs to protect herself because of social media and what she's putting on social media, or she needs to feel that she needs to protect herself. She is very protective, overprotective on social media, or that she needs to protect herself because it's also sitting right next to the Death card. Could be death of the social media, but I don't think so. Here's a bit resilient card as well that came up in the Nicholas reading, And the actual, where I pointed to it and I said it's like the actual act of it, the crime, I mean. When I come back to that energy, it's like, that is an emptiness. That is I'm sorry, that it actually makes me cringe. I cringe when I sit in that energy. Okay, here's my feeling on sitting in the energy here. I know what she went through was a lot. There was a lot that she went through. And by these cards, there was a level of strategy to get out that was planned to get out of that situation. I would say, there's no mental illness cards here, but I would say there's had to be a level of mental illness in a way to take that option out rather than just kind of walking away or running away. I feel very cringy and irritated when I sit in her energy. But it feels empty. I also feel an emptiness there. What it feels like is that all the love and compassion's been pulled out here, and it's been filled with an emptiness or a irritation energy, like it's filled with a lack of emotion, lack of empathy. Quite defensive, I feel, and that's where it comes to the protect yourself with social media. I feel like there's a level of defensiveness that happens there. But it comes to me with a level of empty emotions, unless it's rage. I'm not saying like compassionate emotions, I mean. I'm not talking like I'm feeling irritation and rage, but I feel an emptiness of emotion, emptiness of compassion, but I feel like a need to be defensive over your story and yourself. Anyway, it's a really awful energy to sit in. Also feels a little lonely. The card's actually saying that there's a loneliness there. And a feeling left out or on the outside is coming up for the future. A feeling of being left out. Something around social media and needing to protect yourself. The Death card, which is also can indicate change as well. And running on empty is also there. Anyway, thank you for joining me.